I don't think it's gonna be like anything super crazy. I don't. Chapter 1134. We already saw the color spread. It is a very, very nice color spread in honor of Frankie. Very wholesome. Very wholesome. Now, it's not very Christmassy. It's not very Christmassy at all. But it's still cool. It's still cool. Robin is vibing, yeah. Zoro looks low-key cursed as usual. Whenever Zoro is doing something that like involves more than 0.2% emotion, he looks odd. And in this case, he's just blasting, and he looks slightly weird to me. All right, let's go. Chapter 1134, The Owl Library. Wan Shi Tong? Old Man Saul, a long time ago, you did a great favor to one of our youngins. Thank you kindly. Begging your... What the hell is he yapping about? Where and how did you learn that? Well met, good sir. Did someone take our Luffy? Who took our Luffy? What is he yapping about? Yeah, I know about Luffy. He's famous. So you found him after all, huh, Robin? Please don't tell me this is gonna be a freaking another emotion bomb chapter. I don't want it. I don't want it. That's what Jinbei did in Wano? I guess, but it's still it's still very goofy. Like seeing Luffy talk like this is so weird. I did, just as you said. I found them, Saul. I found the true friends who will stand up to protect me. We'll protect you for your life, for life. Can we just enough. It's very sad. I don't want more of this. Listen, all your friends of Robin, thank you for coming all this way to Elbaf. Sorry about the surprise and all. I rehearsed it over and over with my assistant Anji. It's kind of diabolical, I'm not gonna lie. Years ago when I was in the years ago I was in the Navy, so I know what a big deal the four emperors are. Thank you so much for keeping Robin safe. All I can say is keep it up. You bet we will. Look at Chopper! Chopper has the struggler cape. The Chopper looks so happy. Look at him. Look at the little smiling boy. Hey Saul, it's me. Who's you? How are you flying? I'm Vegapunk. I'm just looking around, hold on. I'm seeing if I can see anything sus. Chopper's so cute. Chopper's the best. I wish Robin introduced Chopper first. I think that would have been very, very funny. He's like, this is my son. Say hello to my son. Okay. What? Is this what you wanted? Ah, yes, perfect. Bro, when did we get like a Vegapunk delivery? Vegapunk requested that we bring this all the way from Egghead. What's inside? This? Me? A Vegapunk clone? A perfect recreation, not like we satellites. This was the me who came here 20 years ago. Don't you think the government would have been suspicious if the Stella had left his lab for months at a time? Anyway, I snuck him out in a vat of biofluid. But I don't have the facility to safely extract him. That's why I intend to settle down here and build a new laboratory. So how does that work from the devil fruit angle? I am so very confused. How does this even work? Green blood? I guess Vegapunk 2? Electric Boogaloo? Makes perfect sense. Even the main Stella body had the apple antenna on his head, so he was pretty much a satellite. I mean, I do think that I would personally prefer if Oda dropped the devil fruit completely, and this was just a thing of Vegapunk basically built the internet. That's what I would prefer. I'm not gonna lie though, it does feel a little bit like, you know, like we just have a new one. It is a little bit odd. It is a little bit odd. It does make sense though. It does make sense, and it all goes back to the very first thing I said when we landed on Egghead. Vegapunk losing on his own home turf when he is the dude who basically gave the Marines everything they know is weird. So him having a copy of himself, totally fine. I just wish their deaths weren't played out to be like a big deal, I guess. Lilith, does that mean you'll be able to make my daddy better? So Kuma is also safe. This is very cute, by the way. It's a very cute little scene. Of course, Bonnie. That's very cute. Yeah, I wonder if Oda is going to play with the idea of what is a recreation and what isn't. Because, yeah, like, I don't know about this one. Because I do think there need to be consequences of some kind. Like, I'm not necessarily against them once again just being alive, but I do think there needs to be something. Like, it can be, we went through all of this, we went through basically a pseudo-vegetative state, and then he's just fixed up, and it's like nothing ever happened. It's not about death, it's about consequences. I guess we'll see. Interesting thing about Akuma is when Vegapunk questioned how he was able to still have his mind and able to move, and Vegapunk also mentioned something about Buccaneer race, but it cut off. Kuma Buccaneer power, and also I think Vegapunk is different from the new one because he didn't kill Kuma. Yeah, that's true. Whatever the case, this is like, we have barely even touched on this, so I guess we'll see what eventually happens. We'll find out soon. If you're really a Vegapunk, then I'm delighted to see you again after the 20 years. But I can't wrap my head around it. Why? Why are you a woman? I mean, makes sense. Who cares? I could explain later. Mr. Saul, are you done now? Can we go play? What the hell are those? Oh yeah, sorry about that. Thanks for your help, kids. One of them looks like Chopper. Buccaneers can defy logic or science in some way? I mean, there has to be something weird about the Buccaneers, yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens with this. This is one of those situations where I am kind of like, it does in a weird way, I think, undermine the sacrifice of Kuma. In this situation, I genuinely do think that if he, like, completely is rebuilt and nothing happens, I am kind of like, because I do think one of the greatest things with the Kuma stuff is that he hoped for Nika, and Nika never arrived. I think that was a tragic but important lesson. I don't want Kuma to die, no. But I do think there needs to be consequences. This is what I always say, like, I think people, when we talk about these, like, pseudo-deaths, it's immediately they should have died. No. It's just about there being consequences at all. Nika did arrive? Bro, Kuma's parents got brutally shot, and it took like 20 years. No, he didn't. No, he did. Luffy arrived. Nika never arrived. Nika didn't help him at all. Luffy did. Nothing about Nika ever happened. And I think that's what was beautiful. It wasn't Nika. And the people who helped all the people in Kuma's lifetime wasn't Nika. It was Kuma. Kuma helped them, not Nika. This Nika thing is made up. People help people. Not this weird abstract liberator. And that's what I mean. Complete reversal of Kuma turning back into what he was. He was a cyborg would be a mistake. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It still has a slight pulsing effect because I have it turned on. That's fine. Okay. Basically, if Kuma lives, I'm alright with it. But I do think there needs to be something. Nika is Luffy, so thematically in the end, Luffy, who is Nika, saved him and his daughter. Yeah, but I think like this whole putting your faith into Nika is kind of like, maybe it's just the way I'm used to these stories and the way I would write it, but I don't think the message of Kuma's story was to put your faith in Nika. I don't think so. It was about not losing hope, but the Nika never arrived. Like, I'm sorry, his parents died. If this Nika and Liberator existed, Kuma wouldn't have suffered his entire life. Like, you shouldn't put your faith and blind trust into something weird. No, that never happened. That's why I always thought that any single Devil Fruit should be the Nika Devil Fruit, because that is the message of One Piece. Kuma saved people. He was Nika for them. Luffy saved people. He is Nika for them. There isn't this single Nika who is the destined liberator and everyone else will die in misery because Nika didn't save them. Like, I think that is a very, very bad way of looking at it. Like, it's... What about the hundreds of other people who suffered and nothing happened? Did they not deserve to be saved? It's kind of messed up, you know? So, yes. That's my whole point. Anyway. Let's go. Let's move on. I think what I would probably do is I would make Kuma... Yes, this is what I would do. I would write Kuma to be a blank slate. And then there would be that slight bit of tragedy where it's like, what do you mean you don't recognize me? Like, I am your daughter, right? And there is that slight bit of, is it over? But then he says, oh, hello, Bonnie. And they get to know each other all over again. That's what I would do. I think that would be beautiful. If they basically met each other for the first time again. And then we would see that entire relationship develop, this time with no tragedy, nothing. That would be very peaceful. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, where did I leave off? Normally, this spring is a playground for children, so we had to ask them to stay quiet for Mr. Saul's little one-man act. You did all of that, and she saw right through it. It's Robin's big brain. Forgive the late introduction. I am Mr. Saul's assistant, Anji. Owl Library Saul's assistant, Anji. Sorry to talk down to you like this. We run the best library and school here in Elbaf. Why is it the Owl Library? Is this just a typical thing of owls being wisdom and that's it? Because I don't think we've ever had like owl symbolism in One Piece. At least not that I remember. That is so cool. I already went to the next page. That looks so cool. Owl in Norse means yeah. Like owls in basically all mythologies mean like wisdom and stuff. But has there been anything in One Piece specifically? I don't think so. So I do think it's just like the owl symbolism that people are used to generally. I don't think it's just Norse. I think it's like basically every single philosophy for some reason. Not philosophy, mythology. I can show you around if you'd... Okay, and Luffy already runs off. This place looks fun. They're already gone. This is where warriors of Elbaf get their elite training. Owls are cool. Owls are really cool. That's the Walrus School. Okay. Where the children of Elbaf learn. Saul founded it 20 years ago at the behest of the former king. That looks so neat. Oh, that's why one of the... What the hell is this? Why does one of the kids look like Kaido? The other one looks like Sanji. And the third one looks like Chopper. What the hell is this? No, like actually. It's Sanji, Kaido, and Chopper. I'm not gonna lie, that looks very, very cursed. Future Yonkos? I mean, I can't get used to the scale of things. It messes me up so much, because I was like, what is that? And then I realized it's freaking Luffy. Wild. Okay. So long, Anji and Gerd. Show them whatever they want to go. I'm gonna give Robin a tour of the library. Let's go, Chopper. I'm curious about the library. Are all the books huge too? And I'll protect you, Nami. Of course you will. I'm curious about this island's giant tree. It's huge. So, basically, these guys are going to spend the day at the library. Meanwhile, Frankie and Jinbei are going to have a good dad day. They're just gonna go look at the tree. I do think, by the way, that my whole thing of we're probably going to get like the final Sunny upgrade on Elbaf, I do think that's gonna happen. I think this is where we're going to get like the big last era jump in our ship quality in the same way that we went from the Mary to the Sunny. How many kilometers? Scale in One Piece is something we don't think about, we don't talk about. Zunisha was already retconned because it was kind of absurd, so I've got no idea. Like, I've got no points of reference to what the tree would actually be. Like, zero. I've got no clue. Because Zunisha was nerfed big time. Like, I think it was like 30,000 meters to like 3,000 or something. I don't know. The numbers were ridiculous. I've got no idea where he is. I just hear him scratching something. Oh, he's in his house. He's right there. You can you can see him move. He's right there. See the bulge. Okay. Pipsqueak humans, catch him and take him prisoner. It's a land of giants. Should I slash him? Zoro's gonna 180 and just go boom. Yeah, I guess kids are meant to be brats. Are these three meant to be different kids? I think so. Because I saw the Kaido helmet again and I was like, huh? Stop that. Don't chase the humans around. And don't say Pipsqueak. They're such wimps. Are these brats really from the village of warriors? Hey, you're not supposed to call us brats. Wait, this is weirding me out. Listen, you can call us Pipsqueak humans. It's fine. And you guys are gonna go out to sea one day and fight ruffians, aren't you? Oh my god. Usopp is pulling the reverse Uno. Usopp's saying, come on, pop off, king. Usopp is already being a Giga-chan. No, we're not. That's dangerous. What? Aren't you guys the next generation of Elbaf warriors? You're standing on top of Miss Ripley. We're on top of a giant. Sorry. It's fine, you're not that heavy. Is this shocking to you when the warriors of Elbaf were ransacking the world? That was 100 years ago. I wonder how long am I going to have to keep reading to get used to the scale of things. I see, like, a close-up of the kids, and they look completely normal, right? And then we zoom out, and Zoro's tiny. And then we zoom out even further, and not only is he tiny, they're like giants. And then we zoom out... I need, like, a point of reference. Insults, violence, pillaging, war. That's just not the world we live in anymore. Okay. Welcome. I heard about you from Saul. You must be the Straw Hat crew. Sorry our brats are so damn annoying. Miss Ripley, that's very mean. I teach by negative example. The great King Harold once said, don't fight other countries, trade with them. That's big brain. He got into many arguments with the village chiefs and their traditions. King Harold? He was a great king who tried to reform this country and was killed by his own son before his dreams could be realized. But the country refused to give his son the throne, and so Elbaf has no king now. Kinda reminds me of another throne that is supposed to be empty. This is interesting though. So is this implying that the Elbaf military might not be as strong as we heard? If there's been like an entire generation of demilitarization of sorts? Because if they were moving much more toward like trade and not war, that's like, you know, I would assume that they're maybe not as militarized as we might have thought. Usopp is like King Harold, this loser. I would think military is still strong, but wouldn't the next generation? I mean, the problem here is, again, how long is this period we're talking about? Because giants live very, very long lives, right? So this generation should still be experienced in combat, right? Like you have your Broggies and Dories. So I don't know. I've got no idea. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, history lesson over. I want more history. I want a lot more history. Go on and show them around the school, kids. Yes, Miss Ripley, go on now. Why aren't you in your white-haired form, Captain? I was looking forward to that. Oh, that's my free... By the way, I didn't talk about this. I had a goofy idea. You know what I think would be very, very funny? If Luffy actually still had the Gum Gum fruit and Loki actually had the Nika fruit. I think that would be very, very funny. I don't think that's gonna happen, but I think it would be very, very funny. Maybe King Harold traded Nika fruit with world government for a cedar in the Reverie so that he can make connection with other kings, and that's why Loki killed him. I could see something like that happening, yeah. Maybe. But then again, it's hard to say. Because I think like the fact that he's moving towards trade and trying to make like the country a more prominent player on the world stage without just constantly waging war, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's dumb or weak, you know? So I don't think there's like supposed to be a thing where he's just immediately trading away the fruit for just like his own benefit. I don't think so. I think it's the reverse, and Loki thinks he has the Nika fruit. I mean, I do think that's what's being implied, yeah. But I think it'd be much funnier if it's actually like he has the fruit, like the Nika fruit. Okay. There's a warrior who looks like that in Elbaf's mythology. Oh yeah? It made my heart race. We're the last generation of warriors here. Oh, so you've already heard most of the story. Basically, I fled for my life and managed to get here to Elbaf. Okay, so this thing is the Owl Library, okay. That's so cool! I flipped the page. But I couldn't help but worry about the books. Those scholars gave their lives to protect them, so I asked Hyrule and Screw to take me back to Okra. When I found all those tiny books clinging to life, I wept. Come on, Robin. Watch out for that brook. Oh! I was like, why are they talking about brook? But watch out for that book. Oh, and it becomes giant. Do they have like a weird... Ain't that something? All those books are now giant-sized. Every book you bring here turns huge. This is the wondrous Owl Library. So how does that work? In here you'll find all the... Remember when we talked about like the weird thing being the tree is massive, blah 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 blah, and potentially the time warping because of this weird like gigantification thing? This is very, very sus. Because we already talked about weird time shenanigans and how things grow faster, become bigger, blah 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 blah. Viking magic? Maybe? But turning things giant in like a force field seems insane. And only objects, not people. That's very interesting. That is very, very interesting. This is the world's best library. You like books? I like books. I do think there has to be like a suspension of disbelief angle here. What if Luffy brought his wanted poster in here? Because I'm just wondering, like, there clearly are bits of furniture and stuff that are also giant, but those probably were made to be giant, right? Because otherwise we would have seen, like, I don't know, like Chopper's helmet become massive. Is this like a giant book, Devil Fruit? Elbaf magic, tree magic? Maybe. Okay. Robin just looking on in wonder is beautiful. I like it. Very wholesome. Oh, here we go. The owl, by the way, looks so cool. I love the owl. The owl looks badass. Okay. The underworld. Yes. You're almost as bored as me. Am I bothering you? Nah, I could use a conversation partner, and I've got all the time in the world. Are you still traumatized by that experience you were telling me about? I am. Even now, the memory makes me tremble uncontrollably. Snow transponder snail. Cold resistant speech recognition type. Thank you, Oda. Is this what they made the deal about? Did Luffy get him a transponder snail? Fruits are always weird, like what constitutes a book is really vague. Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think so. How else would he have gotten it though? Snail can move on its own? Oh no. Maybe. Okay, let's keep reading. If I were there in your place, I'd have razed it to the ground and killed them all instead. Huh? I wasn't hoping for that much. And that's why you're so weak, Shaggy. Okay, we're in Scooby-Doo. We're in Scooby-Doo. Okay, listen, you don't want to let these fools get away. You put them down for good, or they'll come back for vengeance. Why, thank you. I've realized recently that those fearsome words of yours hide your kindness. Don't make me sick. How dare you suggest such a thing? I'll not have you sassing me like this. Me kind? Never say that again. Please don't shout. Shut up. Just wait until I get these changed. Bro is fuming. Who the hell is Shaggy? Who the hell is a Shaggy? Huh? Western Village Elbaf. Hey, the feast hasn't started yet. We're just drinking as we wait. That's a little too much. And then there's a lightning bolt.
Oh. I don't know what that means.
You're not gonna believe me. You're not gonna believe me. I have to show you something. I'm not typing. When I was working on the Elbaf video, I wrote a tweet as a reminder for myself and I saved it in my drafts. I'm not typing, I'm just taking a screenshot so I can open it up in a browser. That was me copying the screenshot. Paint. The more I think about it, the more I think the man marked by flames could be another Figureland. Marked by flame equals red hair. The speculation that it might be someone from the world government seems super sus. Maybe the twin Shanks theory has legs to it after all. Okay, but me say, hold up. Saying that, I don't think it's Shanks. I don't think it's Shanks' twin. I don't. Shanks' hair curls. He's very similar to Shanks, but he doesn't look like Shanks. And I do think, by the way, the second part of his face could be marked by the same dragon tattoo. I think that's marked by flame. So I do think, if this really is supposed to be a mirror Shanks, he is going to have, like, probably the dragon tattoo, is what I would imagine. And that's going to be him marked by flame. That's so weird, though. And also, we can now confirm, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that the demon summon circle That's not the elders as devil fruits. This is either Emu or some kind of weird dark magic. If it's a twin, he would be the one talking with Gorosei. I assume you mean Reverie? I mean, I guess so. I guess so. And he was there to talk about a certain pirate. And who the hell is this? Okay. Conspiracy time. Conspiracy time. Conspiracy time. I think this weird twin Shanks. Exactly. When they were talking to Shanks in the Reverie, they never said anything about Shanks. They said, since it's someone of your stature, what are you doing here? What is someone like you doing here? Or it was like, since it's you, we'll make time for you, or something like that, right? I think this Shanks, they could have been sent out with the final road poneglyph to sail the seas and basically work as the final gatekeeper for Laugh Tale. And that would make sense with what, what's his face? The Blackbeard guy. They speculated about them potentially being aligned with the world government because they're not pirates, they're not revolutionaries, they're not doing anything, they're just sailing around, and that's it. Like, they're doing sort of world government duties, but they're not really aligned with anyone, per se. And it would also maybe make sense that he's marked by flame. Maybe the red hair is marked by flame. I am highly confused. If the pirate he wanted to talk about is Luffy because he knows that he's Joy Boy would be great. Shanks also realized Luffy was the one. Also, two of them transported with the same circle, by the way. This is really weird. I don't know what to make of this. I really don't know what to make of this. If it's just, and this is it, right? Why are you guys saying Mosa? What the hell is a Mosa? What are you yapping about? I've got no clue what you're talking about. They arrived at the top region of Elbaf. Are they welcome there, or is this an infiltration? Yeah, I've got no idea. Like, my one version I can imagine is that this is an infiltration through this guy, through Loki. But how would that even work? But then again, like the egghead summoning, I'm gonna be real. I've got no clue. Actually, looks like someone transformed. It's actual Attack on Titan. Who could the girl be though? She could be a Vinsmoke. Just judging by the hair. I think that'd be pretty spicy if she could be a Vinsmoke, but I don't think so. TCB translation, it says that the sentence used the character Mosa, which is used in Japanese for some noble or duke or something. So it's not correct. It's just wrong then, okay. Lots of questions, no answers, just a normal One Piece chapter. Yeah, like, so the twin Shanks theory is actually correct. And the thing is, like, with his eye, it's very low res, but it does kind of look like that he has a star in his eye. But I don't think he'd be like, I don't think he would have like the Seraphim star eye, right? Call the girl Mosa and the second Shanks Shaggy. I'm gonna call the girl Vinsmoke for now because she has the Sanji hair thing. She high-key looks like Sanji. So we have Shaggy and Vinsmoke. Look at the throne in the background. I mean, it has a slash, but the whole place is also on fire. Are you saying that, like, it has a slash, but Loki has a hammer, so it doesn't make sense? That it wasn't Loki? Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, Loki has a hammer, not a sword. That is a bit odd, yeah. But then again, I have no idea how they fought, so... I have a conspiracy. I have a conspiracy. I have such a conspiracy. Okay. We need to go here. We need to go here. So you know how Shanks was betrayed and that's why he is marked with the thing, right? Like, that's why he has the Blackbeard thing. What if the twin Shanks, the evil twin, is the reverse? And he is the one who actually betrayed Harold, and the slash is because that comes from his sword. And it wasn't, in fact, Loki who attacked the king at all, but rather the twin Shanks Shaggy. But that doesn't make any sense. Shanks on the Reverie had a scar on the left side. No, in the Reverie, we never see the left side of his face. That's where the theories come from. That's where all the theories about him comes from. The fact that we never saw the other side of this, of his face. The thing is, I could have sworn the anime had like a full-blown shot of his face, but it didn't. Because I was thinking about the twin Shanks thing while I was working on the Egghead video. It's never there. So hypothetically, the world government has already infiltrated Elbaf on the highest level. I've got no clue what Oda is cooking. Like, I'm gonna be real. I've got genuinely no idea what to expect. Yeah, his scar is from Blackbeard, yeah. Blackbeard used this weird claw thing, and he sliced his face. And obviously with this Shanks, with Shaggy, we never see... By the way, I assume that he is supposed to be Shaggy. I don't know if this is actually Shaggy. He's just talking to Shaggy. I don't know if they're the same person. But this Shanks, even now we don't see the other side of his face. There could be nothing there. Or there could be a marking. A fire. Pranks is the one who stopped Kaido and Shanks come to Marineford. Do you say that like because the timing doesn't make sense? Because we did hear that Shanks was clashing with Kaido and then he just shows up. That's really interesting though. The fact that we have a twin Shanks, but he's not a twin because they're marked differently. So this is a big deal in the sense that they're supposed to be one and the same, but they're clearly not. So there's not going to be any kind of information asymmetry, right? Like assuming the other side of his face is different. So why is them being one and the same important? Question mark? Doesn't make sense how fast Shanks came to Marineford. You could be right about that. You could be right about that. You could be right about that. I don't think there's like a... I don't think there's going to be like a weird sleeper agent situation here. Like, I do think the separate Shankses are separate Shankses. I don't think there's like a situation where one Shanks leaves Elbaf, the other is like, I'm turned on, now I am Shanks. The only question for me is like, number one, does the real Shanks know of the fake Shanks? Why is the fake Shanks? And what gets me is that even the 5 elders held Shanks in high honor. Well, the fake Shanks, not the real Shanks. Since it's you. Which would indicate that the fake Shanks is above the elders, but presumably underneath Emu. I guess next chapter this pops off. Like, there is break next week, January 3rd. That's a Friday. I guess I'll be back Friday, I guess. Rat allegations have finally been cleared. I mean, it did always seem a little bit weird that Shanks just walked in there, but at the same time, like, if you're capable of taking the entire place down and you go there to talk, I guess that also makes sense. But the fact that there is like a twin Shanks, it does clear up a lot of things. Loki killed his father because he was being manipulated. Dying in a duel would not be dishonorable for an Elbaf warrior. Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. The whole Elbaf, not the Elbaf, the whole Loki thing, and how this plays into him, because he has a special bounty by the world government. Something we've never seen before. And he seems to be just chatting. Well, again, who is he even talking to? Elbaf's gonna be great. I think Elbaf, everything that we've seen in Elbaf thus far is quickly shaping up to probably be like my most anticipated arc in the entire story. Because the moment we landed on Elbaf, I was on Egghead, I was like, I don't like the setting, right? I love Elbaf visually. I love what we've already seen. I love everything here. With the exception of presumably some of the characters being, again, totally fine after they were shot in the face. That's probably the only thing. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be real, I am totally stumped by this. My only theory is this. Like what I briefly talked about in the Egghead video, but I didn't actually end up writing anything about it. The man marked by flames could be this Shanks. Because he is affiliated with the world government. He does sail around not doing anything, and we've basically never seen him. He is the final gatekeeper for the One Piece, because he's just, like, acting in the interests of making sure that no one gets too powerful. It also wraps up the theory that if he's just sailing around not doing anything, that he potentially clashed with Kaido, and then Shanks actually came to the Marineford. All of that lines up. Love everything, even the scale. Look. I get confused by it But it's alright. It's alright. It is very confusing. It is. I look at things and I'm like, is this supposed to be bigger than this? Or smaller than that? It is a bit weird. But I'm loving Elbaf. I'm loving Elbaf. I mean, like I said, I'm going to be back for the next chapter. That's in January. I'm guessing the leaks will come out sooner, but I'm reading the officials. So I'll see you back then. And then I'll be back in a couple days for Christmas streams as well. Other than that, I really don't have much to say about this chapter. Like, I've got no clue what's going on. I think he has the final one. I think the fake Shanks has the final poneglyph. Shanks stopped him. Makes sense. Which, by the way, another whole thing of if there is a fake Shanks and a real Shanks on Elbaf, that's kind of weird. Do people know about the fake Shanks and the real Shanks? Probably. Because it's like one has a scar, right? But if they look the same, pirate with an eye patch, I still think that the pirate with an eye patch is going to be Joy Boy. I don't think it's going to be this guy. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's going to be Joy Boy. And if it's not Joy Boy, then it's going to be Luffy who gives up an eye on Elbaf. But yeah, incredible chapter, and I guess we'll see what happens next. Cinema. All right, thank you for joining me. If I finish the recording the video today, I might be on tomorrow with probably more Dark Souls. If not, then I'll be back on the evening of the 24th. All right, that's it for today. And I'll see you back soon, TM. Have a good one. Bye-bye.